So we are back, Peanut Gallery. Let's talk about Survivor Series. We're going to do match by match. We're going to be patient. So, the women's Wargames match, I liked it. I liked it, but at the same time, I think there were some things that could have been done
a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah. I'm not saying that they didn't put in the work. I mean, they really put in the work, and they had a good War Games. But I've seen better War Games.
Oh yeah, I've seen better women's War Game matches too.
There were some great spots. I liked the spot with Io Sky putting the trash can over herself and doing the crossbody off the top of the cage. I really liked the hug with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I hope that is more. I hope that wasn't just all fake. I hope they actually squashed the animosity that they did have at the time in some way, shape, or form. I mean, they wouldn't have worked together in this sort of capacity if there wasn't some sort of resolution there. But now I'm just a little bit worried on what happens with the future. The babyfaces won. It was a manhandle slam through the table because Becky Lynch is not part of SmackDown. She's part of Raw. So the person who got the pin and I think should be a focal point on SmackDown, to be honest with you at this point, is not even there. Are these three going to continue to go after Io? Who's going to go after Io as it relates to the title? None of her cohorts are. Not Asuka, not Kyrie or Bayley, unless they kick Bayley out, which
is entirely possible. And I think that's the direction they're going to go eventually. Is we'll probably have a WrestleMania match between Bayley and Io for the title.
I wouldn't do it at WrestleMania. I would
that would be a WrestleMania because then you'd have Bayley win the Royal Rumble.
I guess. I mean, if you really want to do that, but that would be a big... I mean, I think they could probably pull it off. There's enough time to get Bayley super over as a mega babyface and then her winning the Royal Rumble because right now, I just can't see anybody else who could feasibly win the Royal Rumble at this point. I can't.
Yeah, besides Bayley. I mean, Bayley is a pretty logical choice for the win.
I think because... I mean, they've been really pushing her out. I think it's time to pull that trigger now because, remember, Bayley was the one who got pinned, too. So that would be a perfect way to do that. Oh, by the way, it does get a thumbs up, not only because the match was good, but there was a variety of options for them to do here going forward. And I think that's what makes it so curious on what are they going to do. There's so many viable options that you can do with this because that's how when you book good wrestling... That's when it's good.
All right, anyways, moving on to Gunther and Miz.
Gunther versus The Miz. It was a good match.
Yep.
The Miz was over,
like
very over here in Chicago, but they all cheer for the weirdest stuff. And it was a fight.
Yep.
Miz, I think people really discredit The Miz. I don't like it. I really don't. He's a good wrestler.
He is.
He is safe. He's been working consistently. He doesn't get hurt. He's there. He puts in his all. And I think this is really a showcase on how good he is. This was probably one... I think this is better than any of his Dolph Ziggler matches.
Oh, absolutely.
And people cream themselves over the Dolph Ziggler matches.
Right.
It's like, this is not a Dolph Ziggler match.
Right.
This is...
Miz match.
Yep. And it was a lion tamer for The Miz to tap out. I really liked how they did that, too, because The Miz just wouldn't give up. And I think that really helps him, because they're probably going to do a rematch at some point in time. So there was no graphic with the Dragon Lee one, but it was supposed to be Carlito and Santos. But Santos, like I said in my soapbox, he was taken out with an injury.
Right. So it was Dragon Lee versus Santos. It was an okay match.
I liked it. I think Santos really plays a heel well, and this really showcases how good he really is.
They didn't give this enough time, though.
I don't think so either.
I think this was the shortest match of the night, if I'm not mistaken.
I couldn't imagine it not being.
Right.
Because everything else had a little bit of time to breathe. But, I feel like the Dragon Lee stuff just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, I know Rey Mysterio said, Dragon Lee is the future of Lucha Libre, blah, blah, blah. But it was like a blurb in a backstage segment. It wasn't in the ring. It's not like he's been associated with LWO a ton.
Right.
He's been doing his own thing up until now.
Right. So at least he gives him something to do.
I mean, he has been wrestling consistently on SmackDown. Dragon Lee. He's been consistently going at it in good matches. He even had a good match last week. But this is just a little bit more structured. Maybe they're going to put him in a program. I don't know, though. It's kind of weird. Anyway, it was Phantom Driver for the win. I'll give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. Oh, and the Miz and Gunther match gets a full thumbs up, too. Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark for the Women's World Champion. It was fine.
Yeah, it was just there.
It was acceptable.
I think the War Games match is really just kind of overshadowed, which is deservingly so, but it really did overshadow the rest of the matches on the card.
Yep. But once again, duh. You knew that was going to happen. Right. This was probably Zoe Stark's best match. Rhea's awesome. But it was a Riptide for the win. Rhea's still champion. Orange Cassidy, thumbs up being nice. And we're to our main event already. There are only 5 matches on the card. So, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre and all male members of Judgment Day. This was a really good War Games match.
It was. And I love the tease with Randy Orton not showing up because we're going to talk about there were 3 big returns last night.
Who's the other one? Well, I know the other one, but then you had Randy Orton. Who's the other one? Not Punk. The other one.
Yeah, R-Truth.
Oh, that's right.
He returned the backstage segment, remember?
That's right.
Why is no one talking about R-Truth? Triple H said it himself after in the media scrum. Why is no one talking about R-Truth returning?
Because he returned in a sponsored ad that was cringe as fuck. That's why.
But that's his job.
I know, he's a goofball, but he does goofball very well. The guy hasn't aged in 25 years. Anyway. Randy Orton looks
incredible.
Huge.
Yeah.
The guy probably, it looks like Randy Orton is wearing Randy Orton.
He's wearing a skin of himself.
He was enormous. I'm like, holy crap, he's about to shed his skin.
Yeah, and then if you saw the backstage, he said he probably has 10 good years left in him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. I wouldn't be shocked either. He looks great.
He has to keep healthy, though. I don't know what happened with the back injury.
Someone's been taking some protein shakes.
Yeah, protein shakes right into the arm.
Yep.
So this was a very good War Game.
Oh, absolutely.
Well structured. Dominic is just such a great heel.
Yep.
The smugness on him. He's just as bad as Martin Shkreli as it relates to punchable faces. Like,
I'm still not sold on Drew McIntyre being a heel yet.
I like it. I just did not like the justification of him being in this match.
No, it was weird. But anyways,
it was very strange.
Cody Rhodes looked good. I mean, everyone looked good in this match.
I think if he was going to do this, Drew McIntyre should have joined the Judgment Day.
Right. My favorite part was the RKO when they just dropped JD McDonough and he just RKO and Randy Orton just RKO'd him.
Yeah, I think it was Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. They were on the top rope with JD McDonough.
They're not top rope. They're on top of the cage.
No, they were on the top rope.
That's right.
Yeah,
no, they were on top of the cage. They dropped JD McDonough from the top of the cage.
Was it the top of the cage? I thought it was on the top rope.
No, it was on top of the cage.
Randy Orton catches him at the very end there with an RKO, and it just was clean, and it's awesome. I'm so excited for Randy Orton being back. There was something missing about Raw, and I think Randy Orton's going to add a great addition.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably missing Matt Riddle, but
But hey, you know what?
So, and obviously it was a crossroads on Damian Priest for the babyfaces to win. It was a fantastic War Games. 2 thumbs up.
Now we got to talk about the final return of the night.
The enormous elephant in the room that is shaped as CM Punk. It was CM Punk. He is back in WWE.
Yep.
I never thought how long has he been away from WWE?
11 years,
11.
I think.
I never thought ever that I would say that. Ever. I thought he'd be wrapping up his career in a nice little bow in AEW, but
nope. He's back.
Now he's playing with the big boys.
He looks 10 years younger, and he looks 5 years younger and 10 pounds lighter.
Yep. He looks happy.
Yeah.
He looked ecstatic to be
and
back.
I don't know if all the reactions were works or shoots, but you know that cameras are going to be on them at all times. They know that cameras are on them.
Oh, yeah. That's why I think they reacted the way they did. There's no way that many people were that upset and not knowing about it. There's no way that Triple H would have brought somebody back with a toxic background without some sort of backstage conflict resolution. There's no actual way.
No.
None. Drew McIntyre storming off. He knew that was going to happen. Rhea Ripley flipping off CM Punk. Great that you have that option. And then obviously with Seth Rollins getting upset. It was all a work. You knew that was going to happen.
Right. You knew that he was going to generate some controversy. He was going to ruin the moment, and he did exactly that. He ruined the moment for the baby faces.
That's true.
And he just set himself up as a mega heel.
at the very least an anti-hero.
Right.
Because he's probably still going to be cheered by the fans.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll see how long the CM Punk tenure will last. Remember, he is older too.
Right.
With injury prone, so how they're going to book him is going
to... They have to book him with promos and PLEs. They cannot book him on regular matches.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard, but I think they can do it.
I think they can do it, but just don't put him in like a random tag match against the Judgment Day every show, because
right.
I think that would get kind of annoying.
I know that he is going to be speaking on Raw.
He will be.
Yes,
okay.
that has been advertised.
Are they still going to be in Chicago?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember where they're going to be. Anyways, but that was it. That was Survivor Series War Games.
The ending blew my mind. It was awesome. 2 thumbs up for the CM Punk return.
Yeah, and I love how they did like half the copyright thing, and then they had him come out, so people would just like tune out. And it's like, nope, you can't never say never.
It's crazy. And within 10 hours of them uploading that, I think it has like 3 or 4 million views now. I could be wrong about that. When I checked last, it had 2 million, and that was sometime earlier today. But that was Survivor Series. When we come back, we're watching a very special match.
Yay!
I don't think you've ever seen it, but you never know.